I know God is with me in very unique ways, but that right there, like that was so like, oh, one day I'll meet her. I'm thinking, oh, she'll be, whatever.
Yeah.
To meet her, she barely speaks. She just gave me the hug. She said, oh, she was trying to tell me I was beautiful. And I was like, no, you don't understand what you've done for me. Because in the village, the rite of passage is for women to paint. That's like men go hunt and the women stay behind and paint.
We gonna talk biz on this one here. No, I'm talking about big. Fuck this, man. I heard investment make the Forbes list. Amazon, the Rock Nation made investments himself. Go buy the building, don't be worried about the door split. Even if the mission get hard, you can't avoid it. You see me getting money, well, I'm just expressing myself. It's harder building on your own, you always welcome to help. Build a mastermind, group works in Napoleon Hill.
All right, guys, we're back in again for another episode of Change Agents. My name is Caleb.
I'm Trav. My thigh's not out this week.
And today we have Melissa A. Mitchell. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good. I'm excited for this conversation, man.
So am I.
I'm more excited now that I know she's problematic.
I'm not problematic. I'm just
In a
honest.
good way.
She's not that bad. She's not
In a
that
good
bad.
way.
Okay.
She's cool.
In a good way. It seems like my type of person.
Okay, well then.
People call me problematic. I think I'm just a thinker.
It's just a negative connotation. We just shake the room.
Yeah.
We're creative agitators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna be in my PR?
Let's do it.
So because you didn't do your research on me,
I did not.
My social media handle is Don't Hate Trav for that very reason.
Okay. Well, we'll have an offline convo.
Cool.
Artist, creative.
Yes.
All the above.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about you and Abeille Creations.
Goodness, you want the long or the short story?
I want
the long story because your bio look like a telephone book.
I mean, I've earned it.
So
I've
much.
earned it.
I said, we gonna talk.
Next year will mark 10 years of me picking up a brush during the infamous snowstorm.
Amazing.
We had in Atlanta.
The Snowpocalypse 2014.
Listen, and I was literally in the thick of it. I was working at a government agency that shall remain nameless, and they were like,
they don't deserve the clout.
They were like, you either leave right now or you'll be frozen in this building. And luckily I had a manager that was like y'all need to leave right now. And as we were leaving, you could literally see the parking lot starting to freeze because the rain was coming. So I'm driving, I'm going home.
Salt trucks.
So this is around Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Ish. And so I'm like, I gotta go home, be frozen in the house alone. I don't have no man. And as I was getting my computer and stuff out of the car, I bumped a box in the garage and it had some paint and some brushes. And I was like,
the last man left the paint and the brushes?
No, I was living at home, by the way, with my family.
Okay.
And
trying to keep the story together.
And so I mentioned that because this box, I had been passing by it for like a year or two, not even knowing that it would hold the future of my life in a box.
Wow.
And so pick up these brushes and the paint because the lights were going off. So I was like, I need activity. When you get bored, you go back to old school coloring books and all kind of stuff. Right. But this time
back then.
This was really different because I'm like, why am I being drawn to this box, right? So I bring it upstairs. I start randomly doodling, just doing, all kind of, because I used to just draw sketches.
I was about to say, did you have like an
I wasn't an
background?
artist. I've never been an artist. But this time it was like, fill in the color with those doodles. So I started putting yellow and pink and orange and I started putting it on social media. And at that time I probably had like 50 or 60 followers. But I started selling these pieces of random drawings on social media.
Yeah, wow.
So when the ice dried up, I said, let me see if I can put this stuff on some wood. Because at this point, I didn't really know what I was doing.
Right.
Put it on wood, put it on canvas, start selling so many pieces that I was able to pay my mom's mortgage as a gift.
Wow. Okay.
And I said, I might be an artist. I might be an artist. And so at this part of the story, I'm like, well, shoot, I'm going to start going up on my prices. Yeah. So then the sales stopped.
Yes.
So when I went up on the prices, the sales stopped. But everybody wanted to know what I was wearing when I went to these shows. I was like, if I could figure out how to wear this art, maybe they'll stop buying this other art. And so I started making wearable art over the next few years. And I went from living in my mother's house to buying a house, buying her a car. I mean, having billboards, all kind of crazy deals, all because I ran into that box in the garage in 2014.
Every time I see this brand, I immediately know it's you.
Oh my gosh.
Like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Foot Locker, so on and so forth. So how much does building a brand mean for you?
I think for me, it was so organic. Like I wasn't trying to do anything. I was literally trying to just buy my way out of my mama's house, right? And so, many people know that my father passed in 2010. So I remember being at his funeral and saying, what kind of impact am I going to have? Like, what's going to be my why? What's this dash going to look like between 19 something? And I wanted something that would make me memorable. And I just prayed that God would give it to me. I didn't know if it would be selling cars or, staying with the government agency. And this language came to me from God. Like, I have no other excuse. I never studied art. I never wanted to be an artist. I just wanted to be rich, happy, and at peace. Wow. And God gave me all of that through this. So this became my language.
So it's crazy because like out of chaos and crazy stuff, it's always art born, right? So this sounds cliche, but that's literally what happened. Yeah. And so the crazy thing is that exact same day, I was driving through the snowstorm. So I used to have a medical company and I worked for a bunch of hospitals from here to Delaware. And I used to have to drive my truck everywhere. So, but I went to high school in Chicago. I lived in Baltimore. So I've been driving in snow since I was...
You should know what to do.
It was easy. It's gonna sound bad, but it's like I'm passing through. Yeah. And there's like 80 cars in the ditch and I'm like, man, y'all niggas dumb.
Right.
But I know better and I know that at the time, Atlanta didn't have trucks to treat the road.
Nothing.
Like they was completely unprepared for it. Right. But I had snow tires. I know how to stop. So I'm just cruising through. But that's when I started listening to podcasts. So then I started listening to podcasts. I had to drive from here to Raleigh, which is about 7 hours in the snowstorm. So from here to about Charlotte, it's people in ditches. Yeah. Like cars in ditches and all of that. But it was then that I was like, hey, I got to get a podcast. So now I didn't know it was going to end up like this and, we was going to get to all these things. But it's just funny how when stuff happens in the world, everything is born.
Yeah, and so I had a second rebirth in 2020 during
the pandemic.
The pandemic, and I had a house full of inventory because I was like 2020 my year. 2020 vision. You got the church. Yeah. I'm going to watch night service. This is my year. I'm a blow up. I said so. Let me spend like $10,000 on inventory. Yeah. I'm gonna be ready. Turn up. I'm about to be traveling to Essence Fest. All that was canceled.
You thought you was gonna get a girl?
Everything was canceled. Everything. So I have a house full of inventory. So I remember because I worked at an agency that talked about the disease every single day. Yeah. I packed up part of my house and I went and moved back home with my mama because I was like, well, if we're gonna die, we might as well die together. Because you have to understand, we looking at the ticker. Somebody died. I said, well, y'all, because we have never experienced something like that. And so I went over there for about 2 years. I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Yeah. And so that is when, because I couldn't go to Michael's, everybody was closed. Couldn't go to Home Depot. They were only open till 2:00. Remember, they were like literally closed. Like we were in the pocket. Like this was the end of the world. And so all I had was my computer and my digital pen.
And you started.
So I started digitally painting hundreds of paintings every single day. That became my journal. Every time I would come home. So this is one of the paintings I did during COVID. So I just started painting every day, randomly, just painting. Wow. And so this is all digital. So I'm like stacking up. So I got hard drives of paintings on them because I didn't have any more canvas. I had run out. And so when I was looking at my inventory, I'm like, what am I doing with all this shit laying around here? Like, what am I going to do with this?
Boxes everywhere.
Everybody needed masks.
Yep.
All the fabric stores were closed. But I had tons of fabric from all the clothes that I made. So I turned all my clothes into masks and made almost 6 figures in masks. So all the stuff I had laying around became the way I paid all my bills and my mama bills during COVID.
Wow.
I turned all the inventory into that. And so what got better is once everything kind of cleared, through the end of the year, because we were still in masks, still figuring it out. So then 2021 rolls around. I'm on a call with my agency and they talking crazy. I said, y'all don't really know who I am. They're like, oh, you being dramatic. I'm the tourist on the team. So I get everything. I take everything personal and I blow up at the end.
Right.
And so I quit.
Tourist.
I quit on the exact anniversary of the day I started painting during the snowstorm. I didn't have a plan.
So February what?
11th. I didn't know what I was going to, because 11's my number.
May 11th. Tattoo 11.
Yeah.
And so I quit.
Happy birthday.
No plan. Good man. I had no plan. Yeah. Fast forward about 2 or 3 weeks, my friend from Atlanta Influences Everything. Yeah. He asked me to bring some art to a pop-up. I said, now, this is about 5,000. Because, at this point, I'm Hollywood. I done been in this game 6-7 years.
Right.
Y'all got to pay for my art, right?
Look, hey,
and so he's like, Mel, just bring the art down. You be cool, da-da-da. So I got on my mask, got on all my ABL gear. So, I'm already walking through like a clown, walking around like I'm entertaining. So I have my painting facing the window. Out comes this woman from a nail shop. She's like, oh my God, I'm your biggest fan. I'm like, hey girl. I'm like, hey, you know, trying to act like I know her. I don't really know her.
Yeah.
She said, I got to let you meet my husband. I was like, hey husband, whatever. She said, well, he's the president of Clark Atlanta. I said, hey husband, you know, how you doing?
What's up?
And so he's standing there speeches. I'm like, he's like, this art, like, it's incredible. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. You know, so yeah, you know, I'm a painter. So I tell my little 5-minute story. He's like, your story is incredible. You got to come talk to the kids, whatever. And I hear God say, give him the painting. I'm like, God, I need this money. I'm going to quit this job. You know, I need the money. And so the whole time, Ben is kind of sitting right here. He was like, Mel, you a good person. I was like, yeah, you know, whatever. So I give him the art. I said, well, I would like to come present it to you officially. And that was the day when like Jeezy came on campus. So I ended up being on the news and stuff. And so Ben on the side is like, I'm really proud of you. I've been watching you grow. I would love to connect you with a friend of mine. I was like, I thought it was a boo. I was like, well, child, how is he tall, medium? He's like, nah, dog. He's a good business contact. Turns out he's the one of the regional buyers for Foot Locker.
Wow.
And they started this program called the LEAD program.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a black woman to make apparel.
Wow.
And so I had to get them designs within 24 to 48 hours. So those designs I made during COVID became my collection that became the #1 seller for Foot Locker.
Wow. That's incredible.
That's amazing.
And so
I've seen it.
Just for a time,
I didn't know it was you. I didn't even know it was you after I did my research.
So that first deal with Foot Locker, that was 2021. Like, about what month was that? Because, like, that's not even, what, 2 years and some change ago? Yeah,
it was April.
Like 2.5 years ago?
April, I was connected to them. I was in production by May, by my birthday. In stores by August.
Yeah.
On billboards in Times Square.
I've seen it on billboards, bro. I've seen it
billboards
actually in Foot Locker myself.
November,
I've
December.
seen it in Foot Locker.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you. I was on billboards by November, December. And my billboard was the longest running billboard of a non-mainstream brand. So I was on billboards by mistake for 1.5 years. Because people were drawn to the art so much, they're like, we might as well keep it up because nobody's there to put in place.
Nobody
so they kept me. So they kept me on the billboard. So I got over 1 billion impressions. Jesus. And so I literally produced the billboard. Me and my homeboy just went to one of my friends, you know, studio in the middle of Atlanta. I said, dog, we got to make a billboard. We're thinking it's just going to be like some quick little. He texted me the other day. He said, can you believe we made a whole billboard commercial in our friend's studio? And I purposely used all my friends that have been with me from day one to be a part of it. No, TSU, Tuskegee, like it's all, you know, all love, but these are people that have been there since I was painting in my mama's house, like doing art shows and hair salons, like from day one. And so it was like, we doing this for us. And so so all from the 2014 to 2020 to now, it's all been taking that cave moment and turning it into something bigger. Yeah.
And then fast forward a year after that.
Yes.
We met at Art Basel.
Yes, we did.
So what were
last year?
Yeah, last year.
When I missed.
Lord.
When I missed.
So what were you working on there? Because I was actually shooting a campaign with American Express. But
humbly speaking.
Just dropped.
Right, he's like, I was doing $1 billion.
Hold on, talk about. I mean, why did I miss that? Where was I?
I forgot what you had going on that weekend, bro.
We was double booked.
Yeah.
We might have been triple booked, but
it was a few things.
It's a couple things that I just be mad I missed. And then the content turned out so great.
So in addition to the artwork I did for Foot Locker during COVID, that same painting I sent off to a company called Dungeon Ford. I don't know if you're a hat company called Dungeon Ford. Yeah, okay. One of my good friends. And so we released that in 2021 also. And so one of my friends in Miami had on a hat that I created. And a random man walks up to her and says, I love that hat. Who created it? She's like, oh, my friend from Atlanta. He said, that's dope. He works in Microsoft.
Wow.
He works for Microsoft.
Just like
activity, though.
He works for Microsoft, and he's like, I got it. So the hat is sold out. She was like, well, I can connect you to the artist, but ain't no more hats. I was like, well, I can get you a hat. Let me know what you need. So long story short, he falls in love with my brand, and I tell him that all of this stuff is digitally done. So Microsoft gives me all new equipment by Microsoft.
Wow.
So I got the huge Surface that's the size of a TV. They had it delivered to me the next week. This is all from a conversation from somebody having on my hat. Like, my art is so magnetic that people are like, well, what is that? Like,
it is.
Can I have it?
Let me just say this out loud. Just wearing it, it's a walking billboard. People see it and they're attracted to it and they ask questions.
And they're like,
you ain't got to do nothing crazy on the ad spin. Like, it speaks for itself. Like, it's literally word of mouth marketing. You know what I mean?
So by the time you saw me, I had already built a relationship with Microsoft. They had sent me I've been to All-Star Weekend. I've been to Sundance. I mean, anything you could think of, I've been there, right? And so Art Basel
finally
comes
make it to Essence.
Oh, I made it to Essence. That's a whole nother thing.
Long time ago.
Look, that's like 2016, 17. And I'll tell you about that too. I won a car with them. I won a car with Essence.
I know.
By the way. Oh, okay. Just humble brag.
It's in your bio.
Oh, it is. That was a huge moment.
I got you.
We'll come back to that because I got to tell you that. So we get to Art Basel, like, we want you to do something big. So I don't know if you've been to Miami. It's a place called the Frost Museum.
Okay.
It's a gorgeous white building right off of I-95 that I pass by all the time, growing up.
Yeah.
He's like, would you be open to digitally painting a mural that would be projected on the side of Frost Museum during Art Basel? Would you mind doing that? I said, let me think. Yes.
Painting a mural.
A whole mural. So
all I did was an American Express campaign. Like, you painting like on the side of a building. Like, that's
but no, what it was I had it on my laptop. So
I painted.
So I painted on my laptop. I painted on my laptop,
that's
and they
crazy.
projected it on the side of the building.
Okay.
And Felicia Rashad was there speaking from,
Yeah.
And so that was, and so
Cosby Show.
I mean, I didn't want to say it. She's done other things since that, but
that's Claire Hustle.
It was.
That's Claire Hustle.
Yeah, but what was so amazing is it all came from somebody wearing my hat.
Wow.
And he said, I gotta have it. Like, what? Because my art is, it just stands out in ways that that's how I know it's a God thing. Like, I don't know how to come up with this stuff. I literally just sit around.
Do you know when it's one of them ones?
I think I do. Like, it's like an anointing. Like, you know how when a songwriter writes a song, they be like, dog, this gonna be it. Like, they just be in the studio. Like, when I made this pattern and the one I call Wild Factor with the animal print, I was like, okay, this is my #1 seller. Like, you could just feel it. Some of them might just be like, this is a filler piece, but you kind of just know. You just kind of know.
So, I'm trying to figure out the best way to formulate this question. But it's like, you go from doing actual paintings on wood to canvases to clothing to masks based on necessity. Like, what's next?
I mean, if I'm not all over the earth, there's more earth to cover.
Amen.
I have not done enough. I have not done enough I have not done enough home decor.
Yeah.
I haven't covered babies. Kids don't have book bags with my stuff on it. Like, enough, but not everybody.
I know what's next.
Not even pencils. I mean, you talk about set designs, lights, shoelaces. I mean, everything we touch has a pattern.
I can see you doing planes.
That is actually on my short list.
You know what I'm saying?
I have it on my phone.
That's what I see for you.
I have a plane on my back, my screensaver.
Literally, let me know when the line.
It's literally a plane.
It's so much like parallel alignment here. And I'm just listening. I'm just like, even like when you started when you said April 2021. Yeah. That's 2 weeks after we started this.
Oh, that's crazy.
So we had Chris Brown March 18th. We actually signed the lease April 12th.
Yeah.
So we signed April 12th, and then
we shot one of Chris Brown's like biggest music videos here, like two and a half years ago.
But even with the 2020 thing,
humble brag.
Even with the 2020 thing, by then I had sold my company, and I sold my company to a big medical company that I'm sure offline you definitely know them. I definitely know. I probably definitely have been on calls that
that I've been on with the company that I probably was with.
Yep.
So what happened was during COVID, because I was on the opposite side, I worked more than I ever worked. While everybody was at home.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about everybody was that they was kind of figuring out their life.
You still were working because you were in overdrive.
I was in overdrive.
Yeah.
But I was seeing so much that made me, one day I just woke up, I was like, I can't do this no more.
Yep.
I can't, working at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and working at Kennerstone, I'm like, I can't watch kids die anymore.
Well, that was me. I didn't want this company to be the meat of my obituary. I said, if we're all going to get out of here, if this is the year we leave, I don't want them to get the credit for what God has done in my life. And I don't want it to be like, oh, and she was an artist. Like, I wanted to be, she is an artist. Like, I want that to be, when you see that 10-page bio that I have, nowhere is my job mentioned on there. Because I've done everything I can to be substantial to where my tombstone is going to get 2 or 3 pager. And so that was my biggest thing when I was going through that. I was like, I had to tell God, I kept saying, these people don't know who I am. And God was like, you don't know who you are.
Right.
Like, you don't realize,
you
have to know you're a big deal before you're a big deal, right? You have to harness that. And so being the oldest of 3 daughters, carrying legacy in so many ways, we have no brothers. My dad had no brothers. So the bloodline literally lies with the 3 of us.
You gonna hyphenate your name?
Yeah, we've gotten to an argument about that. It's hard because I really do. I do want a new last name, but Mitchell has been.
Yeah.
I mean, it's engraved.
One of our friends' last name Mitchell, and she got a company called Mitchell. Mitchells are born winners.
Oh, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Big B. What's up?
Yeah, so that's Gail.
Yes.
Oh, her last name Mitchell?
She's a Mitchell.
Yes.
Oh, that's why we gotta talk anyway.
As soon as I said Big B, she knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
We'll connect y'all.
Yeah, but I think to your point about relationships, being a creative and dating, like I'm not dating. Romantic is cute, cool. Love is cool. But when you think about legacy, like if me and you got together, you know, it'd be way bigger than, you know, being cute. Like, okay, what are y'all like?
And I think people don't think about you have to. I don't know if everybody have to think like that.
Everybody's not assigned.
Position,
everybody's not assigned that either. Like some people just meant to screw, make babies, go to work, and that's
go
it.
home.
And that's it.
But me, like my screw, I'm screwing with intention.
Right.
When I'm cooking for you, I'm cooking with intention. We date and we going out of town with intention. Like we gonna find a way to write off our trip to, you know, to Italy. We gonna do a product shoot and then have us a good time. So every normal person won't understand how dating, you know, will work with somebody. Like
you got to do everything with intention. And you know what I'm saying? Even the intention that like for you to take your like your merch and your clothing and make masks out of it. You know what I'm saying? You could have just got a whole new fabric, but you took the clothes and kind of did that.
Cut it up because it was going to be sitting anyway.
Right.
I think everybody's not called to think, one. But it's also like, if you're going to be ambitious, if you're going to think about legacy, if you're going to think about taking care of people. Because like, this 2 different times you've already talked about how you've taken care of your mom.
Oh, that's my life's mission.
Most people don't, even with their own fucking parents, don't think like that.
Yeah.
So I think when you get into a space where you find just people who are naturally supposed to take care of people, supposed to do great things, they just have a different level of responsibility.
But also, God trusts me with abundance because He knows that I'm not going to misuse it. Right?
Bars.
Like I've been given 6-figure checks, and the first thing I did was, Mom, check your Zelle. You know, I had to make sure she had an account closely related to mine because when I get these checks, I don't even want to like.
You need to go
when we got our Hallmark check from being in a commercial last year, we went and bought our car.
You heard that?
Hallmark.
Oh, by the way, we have a commercial out for Hallmark. And I have a new collection coming out also. But the first thing I did was I didn't go buy a bunch of expensive stuff. Like I like shoes. Yeah. That's my thing, but that doesn't drive me.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't wake me up in the morning like, oh, I'm gonna get it. Like my sister's like, you ain't bought no expensive purse yet. I was like, girl, give me one of these little Kurt Geigers. They cute, they colorful. Let's do that.
This go without saying, but like she wears all of her own stuff. Like
down to the drawers, by the way.
All of her own stuff, bro. Like she don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's no.
That's what gets me excited.
Now we know she would.
Yeah.
So even when it comes to dating, I'm not impressed with stuff. Like I'm impressed with how much time you give me.
I think it's one thing to give you attention, it's another thing to pay you attention. So I think how you give time is way more important than just an abundance of time.
Well, like even today, I've been on 3 calls. I've had 3 shoots. Like if you was my dude, you have some food sitting outside of my car. Like even if we can't meet up, like babe, you know, check it. I got the key. I left your favorite.
And that's gonna mean.
And I be like, girl, this man, I'm about to propose. Like, oh my God, you know.
They're gonna kill you for that one.
And you know, and it's for me, when I think about love is making the person I'm with life's easier.
Love is consideration.
It's like, how can I make sure my man is good? Because I'm very, very busy. But if I make a moment to like figure out how your day is, like, let's cherish that instead of complaining about you always being busy.
Yeah.
Quality, that's why I hate the whole 5 love language thing.
You gotta have all 5.
But I think they're titled wrong. So
tomato.
Quality time is what it should be, but most people interpret it as quantity of time.
Yeah.
Most people interpret
how much time?
Words of affirmation as words of reassurance. When that's not, words of affirmation mean, I know what your goals is, I know where you're trying to go. I need to help inspire you.
Love should be
on the way. Not every time I'm going to work, I got to tell you I still love you.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. You got to say
it's somewhat subjective, but I do think, to your point about the love languages, people think just because it's ranked a certain way, but I thought before, I was like, I didn't really like touch, but when you with somebody you like,
you touch them.
You want to do all of that. You want to touch on them, you want to talk to them, you want to eat with them, you want to travel with them. So really, I think relationships, everything is one of one. Like, we can listen to each other's advice all day, but when I get with you versus when I get with you, it's a total different experience.
You can't copy and paste.
You can't do the love languages rank 5 to 10 or whatever it is, because every person requires a different version of you. So the version of me that I was with my ex is totally different from the man I'm dating now, or vice versa, or the man that I'll marry.
Exactly.
And they'll get a different version of me every time.
Can't copy and paste it.
You cannot.
And you might have liked one of those love languages with him. Yeah. With the last guy.
Yeah, but if you don't know how to give gifts, then just stop buying stuff. It's fine. I'll get my own stuff. Just give me the money.
You better kill one of them other four.
Just give me some money, because you don't know how to buy gifts.
So let me ask you a question.
Oh boy.
I'm not finna go crazy yet.
Okay. I'm like, oh Lord, let me find.
No. We've been doing good so far.
You have.
Energy is real, right?
It is.
You have a very knowing type energy. Mm-hmm. You have a very confident in your anointing. I ain't even gonna say your abilities, your anointing. But what scares you?
Dying before my time. Dying on full. I want to make sure I leave it all here. That's why I work so hard. Mm-hmm. My dad died with a notebook open with notes. He was working as he was dying. So to know that he was still trying to, like, as they calling his name for his flight, he still was like, it literally was like a word that he was finishing writing, and he had a stroke while writing. And so that always sticks with me. Like, even as he was leaving, he was like, one more, and so that's my goal. If I die, I want the paintbrush to be in my hand, or I want to be I want to be working. And so I think a lot of people, live your life as if, like, people don't really do that for real. Like, I feel like I do that. Like, every day, like, even today, I had a choice, either go to the gym or take a nap for 30 minutes so I'll be present for this. And I was like, sometimes you just got to choose yourself. Yeah. And I still look good after not missing one day at the gym, but you have to find balance and not overdo. No, I'm that girl. You have to find balance. You have to find balance with trying to be just go. Like, but I still churned out 3 paintings today before I came.
But I also feel like too,
I'm gonna show it to you.
Sometimes if you're lucky, or if you're blessed, your work is your love. So I think people who don't love their work think everything beautiful about life happens when they're not at work.
Just did that.
This is crazy, bro.
Yep.
So they think everything, but I love work. Oh yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
Hold on, go back.
Hold on.
My phone case too, and my watch.
Wait, hold on. So you got the
She ain't got nothing playing, bro.
And the QR code, if I don't have my business cards with me.
So I know we're in the middle of it. I'm not going to do this at the end, but like, where can we find like all of this?
Melissa.
Hold on. Zoom in.
Melissa.
There we go.
MelissaAMitchell.com. Everything.
Cases.
Yeah. I never miss an opportunity.
Go pull up that link tree. It's 3 books out.
Okay, you did your research.
Come on, man.
And let's talk about that. If you want to be with somebody or connect with somebody, know something about them before you get with them. Amen. Whether it's an interview, whether it's a date, whether it's just a connection. Like, I was talking to somebody and they mentioned, they were like, oh yeah, I know you went to Jamaica. Then I was like, and it wasn't scary. It was like, it's on my page. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you how,
I'm showing you what I want to do.
Like, it's obvious that I like 11. Why don't you just call me at 11:11? Don't call me. But why don't you just find ways to connect with people where you can see, like, wow, he took 5 minutes. You scroll my page. I love my mom and daddy. I love my sisters. I love FAMU. I love AKA. Like, it's the top 5 things. You're like, okay, this is an easy kill. I can go knock this out. So don't come to somebody.
I spent a little bit more time than that, but
10, 11 minutes. But you want to have time with someone and they already have limited time. Make the time with them count. Yeah. So don't pull up and like, tell me about yourself. I'm like, girl, I'm about to go. Like, I ain't got time. Like, I literally have my whole life story in my link tree. I tell my story is 100 different ways.
Now, granted, it's time to update the bio because the bio says 2 books and you're on 3.
That's true. Well, I may be the wrong bio on there. But yeah, that's again. I am moving so rapidly through my goals that I've had to put.
Book is this one. This year.
So I had to literally leave a blank page in my dream board because I feel like I'm rapidly creating things that I've asked for. I'm like, well, let me leave room for whatever God has on top of that.
Yeah, let me let God. Yeah, let God.
Like, okay, God, I'm out the way. Like, I'll peek in to see if you're making my pizza, but you know what I want on my pizza. Yeah, Yeah. And so I think that 2024. Is when I'm pulling stuff out the oven. Like, this is gonna be like stuff been baking for years. Like, it's my 10 years.
You can tell she's a writer. Everything is bars.
Everything is an alliteration. But when I come back, I'm like, okay, 24, and I just keep feeling so heavy. Like, the baby gonna come. It's gonna be a quick wedding. It's gonna be all this stuff happening fast in 24. Like, damn, this year is just like, because 23 for me, I just came into it like, all right, God. Like, I really had no plan. I really didn't. And it's hard for me to say that because I'm such a like, okay.
Yeah.
So, but every month is going crazy. I mean, I've done a collaboration with the Warriors. I designed their jacket, the patches for the jacket.
Jeez.
Went to All-Star.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah. And designed shoes. I'm about to work with some huge retailers. They saw my stuff. Like, I don't have a manager. I don't have somebody going out and fishing for me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we heard about you, or somebody had on your jacket, and it's so organic that like 24 is my year of intentionally becoming abundant, like intentional abundance next year.
Now, what you just said
that
reminds me of my favorite post of yours.
Which one?
You said you got a post where you hold your phone where people say, girl, you always on your phone.
Exactly.
And that stuck out to me because I get tired of people telling me that.
They're not your people.
And I always say, you got a problem with me being on my phone because you don't do nothing but bullshit on your phone. I do business on my phone. I do life-changing shit on my phone. I have
80,000 photos on my phone. 80,000.
I'm like 60.
80,000. But every photo or post has warranted me at least one sale.
Yeah.
So if that's 80,000 posts, that's $80,000. So that's my annual salary.
So shut up.
So that's my annual salary from a photo. And so even when you see like my hair be on top of my head, that post got 2,000 likes. I was like, well, they like this organic, so let me keep doing this.
Yeah.
And but I'm showing you that this stuff is not glamorous. Those boxes for Hallmark, they say, can you bring them outside? I was like, outside? Because they usually come inside to get the boxes. So I had to bring all those boxes outside while the truck was like literally coming up my street. And I had to do it quickly by myself. But I had been in the gym since April.
Yeah.
So I'm picking it. They're like, no, man, we can help. I said, no, I got it.
I got it.
He said, no, you strong. I said, well, you need to come on and get it. But I'm literally lifting. So it literally is as if God is like preparing me before it even comes. So I joke and say I'm in the gym, but literally I have to be in the gym because I'm picking up canvases that are twice my height. I'm picking that up. I'm having to climb stairs, like do all these things, literally by myself because I have to move quickly. I mean, I can have an assistant, but sometimes they'll call you. I don't have time to say, okay, can you rap? Like, just go, just do it.
The hardest position for me to fill is an assistant. And I got two
I don't really want
technical.
One. I don't want one.
I don't trust you to care about my life that
as much as I do.
Because your life unless you crazy like me.
And that's the hard part.
Your life gonna come before mine.
It's the delegation. For me, it's me, because I have to stop, because I think so fast and so creatively. I got to say, let me stop and give you a list of stuff to do that I really could be doing while I'm giving you the list, but I'm going to give you the list to do it.
And if I don't think you could do it better than me, it's more of a headache to ask you to do it.
So I'll get an assistant ad hoc. So like today, if I needed somebody with me all day, cool, but I don't need you the rest of the week because I don't need you, because when my ideas come, I don't really want you to be in my room when I'm getting my ideas.
Hey, Keisha. Yeah. Hey, Keisha, are you hearing this?
That's his assistant.
People we're doers.
Yeah. But when I get this baby, I probably need some more help. Probably. When I get this husband, I probably need a little more help.
We got you.
Probably.
Yeah. You got me the baby? Y'all got somebody give me a baby? Okay.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Legacy.
That's it. Yeah.
So just to shift gears a little bit, like, so when it comes to...
You look like the Trump dance.
Like, so what advice would you give just like younger, artists that's in that, year one stage, like just starting out, ready to kind of go full force in the art and the creative space in general? Like, what advice would you give them?
First, trust your language and your voice, whatever that creative voice is. If I would have listened to people about what I was creating, why don't you do portraits? Why don't you draw nature? I was like, well, that ain't what God told me to draw. And so if I would have changed my voice in the beginning, I would not be able to be as recognizable and identifiable as I am now. So first, trust your voice. Secondly, do your research. I am a graduate of YouTube University and Google University. There is no question.
3 graduates.
There is no question that I have not at least looked up, and then 2, ask questions. Once you've done as much as you can, and you're like, look, I gotta call Caleb. I don't know how to do this. And the right person and being asked could save you 10 years of work. If you find, you're like, look, just and really walk in humility and death to your ego, because he may not answer his DM. I may not want to be bothered, but keep asking somebody. Like, keep asking, keep knocking. And I know
or keep asking him,
or whoever, right?
DM till they answer.
And don't DM me until I answer because I don't want to be bothered. But I have to say that because some people will DM you just to get connection to you, but it's not really a genuine like they want to.
Yeah.
It's not genuine, and I'm at the place now energetically. I don't take on mentees unless it's a God thing.
Yeah.
Like when I went to FAMU just now, I said, God, this little girl feels like she can be my kid. So like now I'm in love with her. Like whatever you need, you call me.
Yeah.
Instead of some girl like, oh my God, I need you to like mentor me. I was like, what you need help with? I just like being around you. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And so some people don't even have a goal, or they don't know why they want to be around you. They just want to be around you, and that is dangerous.
Just because they see who you're around.
And that's dangerous. My dad used to always say, don't go with a guy who doesn't know where he's going. Where y'all going? Like, we go together, but where are y'all going? So even when it comes to mentoring,
we figuring it out.
What are you trying to do? And then some people want to be you.
Right.
They don't want to be themselves. They want to be whatever it is you got. They want that. And I'm not shelling out.
Yeah, because
Melissa
my path is my path. Your path is your path. You know what I'm saying?
And it may happen faster for you than it happened for me.
Right.
And so I had to learn that. So trusting your voice, asking questions, doing your research, and believing that your path is unique to you. Because especially this younger generation, social media makes you think it's overnight. They make you think it's easy. They make you think that you're happy all the time. Because I cry more than I've ever cried, just with frustration, relationship, loneliness, sadness, just missing my daddy, wishing I had this, wishing I had that. And so just understand that success comes with a lot of loneliness. So be prepared to be lonely. And that may not happen for everybody, but every successful person I have talked to has had a period where they're like, why the hell I gotta do this by myself?
Yeah.
Or you could be in a room full of people and still feel like this is so isolating. And I'm as much as I'm with my family, I'm a loner. Like, I enjoy the long walks alone, the long drives alone. I enjoy sitting in the corner and just watching people be in their truth, And so being successful is not what you think it is, but study the people who are successful.
Let me ask you this too. Well, talk about listening to the right feedback.
Yes. I think you have to take everything with a grain of salt.
Right.
Because some people will look at life through their own personal lens and not really understand your story. It's almost like dating somebody and they tell you to leave Caleb. But they were like, well, you don't really know. Like, this is like this is my person.
Right.
I didn't come to you for that.
And you also have to be careful who you vent to.
Yeah.
Because you'll vent to somebody who hate men. Or you'll vent to somebody who think that art is stupid. Like, girl, just get you a regular job. Like, that's why you want all the stress. You just need a job. So,
or vent to somebody who hate women. You know what I'm saying? And that's a skewed perspective.
And that's true.
Or somebody who hate
themselves.
People in a relationship.
That too.
Yeah.
So
it's some people who just be like, y'all think y'all better than us because y'all got relationships, so they want to tear down.
Yeah. So it is. You have to be so careful about who you talk to, when you talk to them. And then I'm big on like energy, right? So like it was a huge full moon just recently. It was so much like heaviness. Like people are just like, can I spend time with you? And I said, no, this is a moment of like pregnancy, like your full moon. So understanding the energy that you're under and studying your birth chart. Like we talked about birthdays, like knowing your energy and all these things. Everybody isn't qualified to be in your space. Like I laughed at y'all birthday.
I'm gonna give you my details.
Oh, we gonna have a whole.
I never give nobody this because I don't.
Yeah, but you trust me with it. Yeah.
Some about you maybe like. All right,
but when you know who you are and who you should be around, like you start moving. Like your friendships move differently. Like don't be afraid to lose some folks. Like you can't tell your friends your best ideas, but God will send you a business bestie.
Yeah.
That you could trust. Like me and you not besties yet, but I could call you, be like, oh Mel, I got you. Don't worry about it.
We on the way.
But that's just like when you ask me. You ask us about.
Everybody can't come though.
Yeah. A lot
you
got a two-seater.
Hold on. A lot of y'all can.
Yeah. We ain't got no van.
But that's just like when you was asking like how long me and Caleb knew each other.
Yeah.
It's some people that just fit.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And Caleb got people that he got way more tenure, way closer to in some regards than me. Insane.
Yeah.
But it just fit. Like, I know I can text
That's my guy.
At 3 a.m.
He gonna answer.
And say, bro, I got the best idea in the world. And he's going to find how to bring value to the idea.
Good score.
And I can text Caleb at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, bro, I'm beat. Like, I ain't feeling like I'm going the right way.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk about anything and it's never a takeaway.
Yeah.
And we also can say, hey, bro, I ain't got time to talk today.
Yeah.
And it's not it's not any kind of negativity. So I feel like when you meet certain people,
it just happens.
It's
just like when people fall in love, you just know, when you know.
You know.
And I believe that when you walk in your gift, you become a magnet for the right people. Also, like I have friends that I just met in the past 5 years. Like I went to South Africa. The girl who was the last person who needed a roommate ended up being one of my best friends to this day.
Okay.
And now in that South African trip, I had literally put on my, I'm low key a magician.
Yeah.
I put on my board that I wanted to meet the Ndebele tribe leader, Esther Manglu. Her birthday is 11/11. She's gonna be like 83 this year. And I said, God, I wanna meet her one day. This is just me randomly. This is the top of 2017. Put it on my dream board. My friend puts on the thing, hey y'all, we're going to South Africa. We got one spot left. Now, mind you, I'm still working my good job, but I really didn't have the money.
Good corporate job.
But something said, come up with the money.
Yeah.
I was like, I can pay today. They're like, well, it's one slot left. End up going to South Africa. Roommates with my girlfriend, we became the best of friends.
Wow.
And we go to the tribe area.
Yeah.
So I'm taking pictures. They were like, oh, welcome home, because I had all my stuff. They're like, you are IP people? I said, no, I'm not from here. They're like, oh, no. When I talk, they're like, no, she ain't African. And so, but they welcomed me, and I felt like, I said, this is my tribe.
Yeah.
And so fast forward to Essence Festival 2017, the South African Tourism Board is there visiting. And I was like, y'all, I have to meet the tribe leader. She said, well, actually, she's going to be in New York. She never comes to the States. She hasn't been to the States in 3 years, but we would love for you to be our guest to meet her. I meet the tribe leader in America. I went to Africa looking for her. She's now in America within 4 months of me
Best
saying
things happen in New York.
What part of South Africa?
It was Cape Town and Johannesburg.
Cool.
But dog, like, to be able to meet her was like, it was a 1 in a million. Like, she never comes, because she's so older and fragile. They don't really like to bring her
to move around.
She was in America. I'm going to Africa looking for her. She's like, nah, big dog, I'm coming to America.
I got you. I'm going to meet you over there.
I have so many stories. I mean, I know God is with me in very unique ways, but that right there, like, that was so like, oh, one day I'll meet her. I'm thinking, oh, she'll be, whatever.
Yeah.
To meet her, she barely speaks. She just gave me the hug. She said, oh, she was trying to tell me I was beautiful. And I was like, no, you don't understand what you've done for me. Because in the village, the rite of passage is for women to paint. That's like men go hunt and the women stay behind and paint. All the women in the village paint, whether you can or not. That's part of your rite of passage. Shout out to the hunters. So to be
teamwork makes dream work.
So the women were empowered to be creative, and I was like, to be in a village like that. Like, I feel like in my past life that was my home.
Wow.
And that was like and her birthday is 11/11.
But that's what happened when you walk in your gift.
I was 3 days off.
You still all right.
11 is a good number.
Yeah.
11 is a good number. But I think a lot of people made the mistake of trying to walk in somebody else's gift.
Yeah.
I can't be
inspired, but don't copy.
Exactly.
Don't copy.
Yeah, don't copy.
My journey is not somebody else's journey. I can't walk in somebody else's life. I can be inspired by somebody, have mentors.
Yeah.
But I have my own individual journey.
Yeah.
You have your own individual. Same with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no point in even doing that.
Yeah.
All right. Ready for the craziness?
What's up?
I'm down.
We're just going to do a rapid fire. We'll do rapid fire. We'll start Miami.
Finest.
Rick Ross or Trick Daddy?
That's tough, dog.
I ain't gonna make this shit.
Inappropriate.
I'm gonna make this shit easy.
That's inappropriate.
Hey,
let's go. All right. You gotta pick one.
I gotta pick.
You gotta pick one.
Camera's on.
I feel like Trick Daddy because he's fundamentally Miami.
What does that mean?
I mean, he's like like Miami. When you think of Miami rappers, you think of Trick Daddy. Like
Our era do.
You say you never do?
I say our era do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I also, Trick Daddy is adjacent to Katrina, who is my mentor in my head. Trina, Trina the baddest?
Yeah.
So that's like my sis.
You met her?
Yeah, but we're not friends, but that's like my person. Like for me, like most people like Little Kim, Trina was a Miami girl. She never had any body work done. She's very like down to earth. And I think for her, what she did for me was like stand in my femininity. Stand in my bold sexuality, and then like just be vocal about it, just be like literally the baddest. Like so, in my freshman year that came out, like that was my little shoulder. Yeah, it was like my theme song. It was my theme song. So like every time I hear Trina, like I transform back into like.
What's your favorite Trina song? I'm gonna send this to her, by the way.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna send this whole thing to her.
Oh my gosh!
So one of my good friends is her personal assistant.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You know
Maya.
Nan?
Shout out to Maya.
Like her trash talking to you know Nan, like that trash talking was like that gave me like all the courage. But like I don't care, like you don't know Nan. Period. Like they can do it like I could do it. And and that gave me like literally the confidence to be like, oh, don't play with me.
It's something about y'all Mitchells and Trina, because
that is like
Gail loves Trina.
Like no, and Mel loves Trina because I was playing Trina when she was like 3 or 4. Because you have to understand, Mel and I are 12 years apart. So that's like my child. So I was picking her up from like preschool when I was like a senior. So when I went to FAMU, she was, I want to say, in kindergarten.
Now, granted, all of them are slip and slide, because Ross technically slip and slide too.
But see, and so now let's talk about Ross. Ross gave me the rich Miami vibes. Like when I go home, I have a playlist that says I'm home. And I play it going down the bridge.
You get that elegant.
And I feel like,
as soon as I get to Miami,
that's my rich Miami, like, you know, like Summer Miami, like the Ashton Martin music, like all of that. So it's hard to choose. I would choose Trick first because he's who I am. But Rick is who I became.
Thug Holiday or Fucking the Night.
You know what I'm gonna choose. I would choose door number 2. I will not say the name out loud, but again, like I feel like our sexuality was formed by this music. Like, it made me feel like I could be, you know, and you know when the music came on, it felt like I could become a person when I leave the club. I'm back being, you know, buttoned up. But when that music came on, it was, you know, and then it's like, okay, let me. I mean, literally, I would show you footage from Homecoming. That's why I'm still low key tired. I danced every day while I was home. Like, you know, act like you got on some skates, pull out the stick, like all of that.
I saw the other day somebody was like, somebody that went to fam. I don't even know her. I just follow her.
I probably know her.
She was like, it's so crazy. I'm already ready for Homecoming next year.
Oh,
she was like, we got a problem.
They already got rooms reserved for next year.
No, in real life.
Yeah.
And so we're going to the playoffs. So we already have rooms on December 2nd back in Tallahassee. Yeah. Then if they win a Celebration Bowl, Bo Weezy and them already coming down here to do a party on the 16th. And I have tickets to all of that.
And I got credentials for the Celebration Bowl. But I booked.
So we have credentials for.
I'm with you.
So we have credentials.
I'm with you. But I just noticed how you said we for me. But you ain't say that when you just said.
But you, I mean, listen,
I noticed that, but
you're gonna get a lot of hate if you walk with me because if they think you my man.
I ain't never worried about that.
Okay, you good.
I don't forget. And because I'm from Albany.
Okay.
So I reserve Homecoming hotels.
You have to.
I probably ain't went in 5 years. Like this year I sent Giles. Giles went down. I'm like, yo, I got a free room. I'm not coming. Do you want it?
Yeah.
I'm talking about what's the Duval?
Yeah.
It's like $600 room. I get it for $80. But
hey, babe. See, get your man with some benefits.
Hey, man,
you gotta date your benefits.
Titanium elite.
Okay.
I need a room in Charlotte.
Kayla was like, hey, I'm going to
so-and-so.
Puerto Rico. He was like, I need some rooms. I was like, don't worry about it, bro. Got you.
We know you was doing it to Tulum.
Next question. That's the Sean spot. We don't do that. We go to Cancun. Next question.
And Turks.
Okay.
$25 billion company or 25-year marriage?
A $25 billion company.
So let me change the number. Love or success?
That's hard. I'm dealing with that right now.
I'm choosing success every time.
I think so too.
Success is love.
I agree. But in the scope of this,
it's self-love.
It's tough because love don't pay the bills.
I always tell people you gotta come second or third.
You talking to a Taurus with a Capricorn rising and a Capricorn moon, I'm gonna always choose money, and that's bad. That's probably why I'm not married right now.
Somebody come in and tell me what that means.
Capricorns are very enterprising, but Taurus is a very like loyal and like very narrow mind, like very like tunnel vision. Like if this is the goal, nothing can penetrate this goal.
We never did this. Now tell me what I am and tell him what he is based off our signs. Because you just said Capricorns are enterprising.
I feel like Geminis get a bad rap. Well, honestly, both of y'all get bad raps.
You going with me to the Celebration Bowl.
But no, really. And I feel like Geminis, if you look at some of our favorite rappers and favorite creatives, they are Geminis.
You don't have a top 5 without us.
And that's fine.
Geminis and Scorpios.
But no, that's why I was excited because I feel like
Diddy is a Scorpio.
But Diddy also has a problem with committing.
I don't think Diddy has a problem with committing. I think Diddy has a problem with committing to women. That nigga commit to everything else. That nigga ran a marathon.
Whatever you want to call it.
That nigga did a lot of shit. Nigga ran a marathon. Nigga.
But the point being, all the people that people praise in the world, they Geminis and Scorpios. So.
And the Taurus is on the background keeping the world together. We're the mother sign of it all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The bull.
Keep me together.
But no, I do think that, and I think that signs in general, because you're going to have some holy rollers on here, I think signs in general can be too, general, right?
Yeah.
But when you start looking at the moon, When you start looking at the rising, we look at where your Venus is. That's the way you love. We look at your Mercury, the way you communicate. Jupiter, where you deal with, conflict. All these different things.
That's where the real details are.
That's where, and that's why I'm like, people joke about dating. Oh, don't show your sign. Like, you should know that. Like, if I know you are a Cancer in your love sign, I shouldn't come at you crazy because you're immediately going to withdraw.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But if you are a Leo,
that's a fact.
If you're a Leo, I'd be like, well, I can come boxing because you're like, yeah, me too. So you enjoy the boxing part of it. But if you're a Pisces, I know that you're gonna retreat.
I don't know which sign I am in this regard.
We're gonna look it up. We're gonna look it up.
The minute you start talking crazy,
and you might be Pisces.
So what?
So you're like, that's not gonna work. So I'm an Aries in my Venus. I believe I'm an Aries in my Venus. So my love is very hot, quick, and like I'm all over you. But then the way I communicate is like, I ain't dealing with. So it's like I may be hot and heavy, but then I don't want to talk about it. You're like,
I deal with things like this. Everything you communicate to me has to be communicated intelligently. No matter if that's your issue with me, your love for me, everything has to be communicated intelligently.
And that's your Gemini too, because both of y'all have signs that weigh options. You're overthinkers and thinkers. You're deep thinkers too. So by the time somebody come with you, you're like, have you even thought this out?
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
Because you're like, both of us, look, Gemini, both of us have thought of this. This doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And Scorpio is literally like a scorpion. Y'all walk around like, what's next? You're trying to figure out what's going to happen next. But that's why it works.
You gotta think.
And so somebody like me, I come in, I'm a feeler. So I'm like, that's why, I was joking. Like, what's everybody's signs? Like, I ain't coming, I don't want to be unarmed. I don't want to be
But I think most people who think they're overthinkers are really overfeelers.
Maybe. They want to prepare for the feelings.
Or they want you to indulge in the feelings without the thinking.
Yeah. All of that.
You gotta feel. I want you to feel.
You're a feeler.
But make sure your feelings don't overpower your intelligence.
Yeah. And I think
because at a certain point we gotta make sense.
Going back to the question of love or success, I would choose success because I feel like that's legacy adjacent. But I do feel like you can fall in love with somebody while you're becoming successful. And I argue with people about this all the time. Like, love is a distraction. Love is this. I said, but with the right person, I'll become more successful.
Amen.
Like if I'm loved right,
focus.
If you
love is
taking care of me at home, like, he done hair rug got knocked off. I'm going to paint real quick, But that to me is like, oh my God, I can't wait to get, like, I'll pace myself with my excellence so I can come home and be my man.
Yeah.
Like I paint the way I do now because I don't have no husband.
Love is art. But I always say too, if you're going to help me vacate, you got to help me work too.
Yeah.
So we can take all the vacations in the world if we do it to make sense. Yeah. But when it's time to lock in, either you need to be helping me lock in,
I'll go find
or you need to be locked in on something else too. Next question. Miami or Atlanta?
Atlanta.
To live.
Atlanta. I'm not going back to Miami.
I'm not going back, Stevie.
I'm not. Miami has not been a place that I think the entrepreneurs have been able to flourish the way that Atlanta has. And I always tell people when I drive in Atlanta and see a Rolls Royce, I 98% of the time assume it's somebody black. When I'm in Miami, if I see a Rolls Royce, they're either Hispanic or white.
I was about to say they're Cuban.
and it's not even like a stereotypical thing. It's like I attribute black wealth to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like this is the one place you can come.
It's kind of funny, but this is really Black Hollywood.
No, it's very real. Like you can go. I'm in Target and like I think it was like Angie Stone or somebody buying panty liners in front of me. Like it's such a normal place of black excellence. Like it's normalized here. Like you can see Rick Ross playing golf, riding through, Old National. That's just.
I seen one of your clients in Target.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like random.
Tabitha Brown being in Target in Atlanta Station.
This is what I'm saying. Like these are normal. It's not like, oh my God, like in Miami, you're like, girl, I gotta get phone. Girl, guess who? You're like, girl, Candy behind me getting Pampers or something. Like it's never a surprise in Atlanta.
It's such a beautiful thing because like that's how the most genuine interactions happen here in Atlanta.
And business
like you can be in
deals.
Starbucks, like anywhere, and a business deal may happen. Like how many times has people just walked up to you and made a
But even how I got to this chair here, you're like, wait a minute, you in Atlanta? Cool, let's shoot. And I text you randomly. You like, let's shoot.
Bro, she did
Thursday.
me yesterday, bro.
Literally, I was like, all right, cool. I said my makeup will be done. I'll pull up.
Taylor was like, 7 o'clock. I was like, all right.
and that's how, like, literally, and this could go viral and we become millionaires from it. So I feel like in Miami, it's just so many more steps for like black excellence, black wealth. Like you gotta go to this part of town. Hopefully you run into somebody. In Atlanta, we walk out this door, they could be doing a video shoot on a corner. You're like,
anything could be going on, right?
Is that? Well, you're like, oh, and then again, I've worked for him. Like I did all the art for Killer Mike when he first opened the barbershop.
Shout out Killer Mike.
And so, what's his name? Jonathan. What's his name? The guy that took the pictures.
Jonathan Benya.
Man,
Yeah.
he's walking outside. We do a whole photo shoot. And we end up at his exhibition tonight. The same day. I'm literally in like gym clothes. I'm like, well, shit, but I'm in ABL now.
Yeah.
So I'm in my stuff. He's like, you look good. So I'm literally leaning. We do a whole photo shoot outside of the barbershop. He puts it in the exhibition and we all hang out that night. Like I'm hanging out with legends.
You shot with J-Mane? That's crazy.
Yes.
That nigga shot Jay-Z covers.
Yes. But again, just organic relations. Like just doing you and you run into all these other people.
That's amazing.
That could not have happened in Miami.
Next question.
I'm ready. Geminis lose. They got little short tempers.
Yeah. You're full of so much.
I am.
I want to
I'm
capture.
a pastor's kid, so we don't run out of stuff to say.
You're a PK. Interesting. Who haven't you been able to work with in any capacity that you want to?
Beyonce and Oprah.
Sound like my list.
Yeah, Beyonce and Oprah. But I'm closer than I've ever been. I have a chair in my house that says Oprah seat, do not sit. It's a huge purple leather chair. And so I have it so when I do my interview, that's what we're doing at in that chair.
I don't have the Oprah connections.
So you
I can
preparing
get
for
you
it?
to Beyonce.
I'm working on Beyonce.
I can get
But
you to
also,
Beyonce.
work your magic. I want to produce like her next... I don't even have to meet her per se. I want her to be in my stuff.
Yeah.
What are you missing?
A husband.
Okay. She got all the answers already.
Simple enough.
I've been wanting to think. Okay, this is my last question. How long is it going to take you to get us a piece of your work in here?
I mean, I got stuff at the house right now. So
Ain't what I asked you.
somebody following me to the house?
Ain't what I asked you. I said, how long is it going to take us to get a piece?
It could be tonight.
Deal. Yeah, I heard it's on camera. It's on camera.
But I have to be fed. So we can go get something to eat and then y'all come to the house.
Shit, let's do it.
That's better than the $5,000 price tag. Let's go.
Oh, no. Let's change this to guys. Let me stop. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I thought we signed up.
Oh, okay, cool.
You got nothing else to ask
Oh,
me?
no. That's pretty much it. Like,
I was having fun.
What has been your hardest part about finding that husband? The real hard. Let's get to the real shit.
I don't think it's hard. It is, I don't even want to say slowing down. It is making sure I'm not dumbing down my speed or my excellence to try to be somebody's significant other. And I hate the term, settling down.
I hate it.
Or slowing down.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I'm a rocket, I want to find a rocket in the air with me. I don't want, because when rockets go up, all them little planes, they drop off because they can't handle the altitude.
Right.
So I don't want the little plane love. I want rocket love.
My idea of relationship is combining two normals. Whatever your normal is,
Let's figure it
whatever his
out.
normal, like let's align those two normals. Not sacrificing. I mean, obviously sacrificing where it makes sense.
Yeah.
But like combining those two normals to make it one.
And I think for me, because I'm dating for legacy, it's hard to find somebody who is in tune with what they want to be or who they want to be. A lot of people think they do, but when you start like having a rapid fire question, like, oh yeah, you doing a lot. Like, am I doing a lot?
Nigga, this is a Monday.
Because honestly, because my dad died at 53 and I turned 41. And if that, not saying I'm dying at 53, but if that is my demise, who can I hand my legacy over if something happens to me? Like, we still talk about my daddy every single day. I don't want to get with a man that, my girl died, man. Met a new chick, like, I'm dead. Like, my legacy is gone. So who's going to make sure my stuff don't get slutted out like a Basquiat painting? Like, it had to be somebody to make sure.
Who going to preserve?
Who's going to preserve my legacy, right? Because I'm doing the best I can to keep my daddy alive, but who keeps Melissa, whoever last name, alive?
And I think it's even more when you're an artist. Because not only do you have to keep my name alive, you got to protect my
brand,
art.
my
and
art.
that's why I love, celebrity is celebrity. But I love the way Lauren London is about Nipsey. Because I know there's a Nipsey album that hasn't came out. I know it.
Yeah, she safeguarded him with her everything.
I love the way, I've heard some things that I know the world will love, but it's not going to come out until it gets done right.
Yeah.
I love the way Vanessa Bryant is preserving preserving Kobe.
Yeah.
I love that.
She's a Taurus, by the way. Lauren's a Leo, but that's fine. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's important to me. And so I want my man to be my biggest fan. I want him to love my brand as much as I do. Of course, love family, all that good stuff. But want to be a father. My dad wanted to be a father. My mom said that was her okay, this man wants a family. Because I think a lot of people like kids, especially now social media. It's cute, dress him up. He look just like your daddy. But my parents intentionally created us with the intention of knowing that one day they wouldn't be here. And I
you
think,
ever read this book called Our Kind of People?
I feel like I have. Maybe I watched a show called Our Kind of People.
They did make a show about it.
Okay, saying crazy.
So Otis Graham he was a mentee of Reggie Lewis.
Okay.
And he wrote a book about, I know you're AK, he wrote a book about how...
I did read that.
How Jack and Jill started and then how that transformed into, Greek organizations and how all of their teaching was about how to have a family, not just to be, out here being reckless.
Yeah. And
it's one of my favorite books.
Yeah, and I think too, we have to get back to intentionally being a family.
Right.
Like, okay, I got a hard stop at 8:30 because my baby need his food.
Yeah.
And, just because you're busy doesn't mean you can't have routines.
Right.
And I feel like kids don't have routine. Like I call my friend, the kids up late at night. I was like, what y'all doing, girl? I just let them be. You're not creating routines. So successful people have routines. Like, don't call me. Like, I don't answer the phone before like 10 a.m. I'm listening to my podcast. I might be listening to music, or I might just be trying to because I have such vivid dreams that I have to write them down.
You digest them.
Because I'm also getting like prophecies. Like when my dad died 2 nights before, I had a dream that he was going to the Grammys, but he had on his pajamas. We found, because he had a stroke on February 26th. He died on March 12th. So this was like on March 8th, I had the dream. And in the dream, he had on the pajamas that they found him in. So I'm like, well, why you got on pajamas if you're going to the Grammys? So this is in the dream. He talking to him. He's like, no, I'm about to get my award. I'm like, why you getting an award? Like, because my dad was a musician too. I was like, oh, well, what song? So we talking. So it's a wedding going on behind us. He's packing a bag, say he's going to the Grammys. He died 2 days later. So God was saying he was going to get his award in heaven.
Going to glory. But
in his pajamas. So if I get with somebody who, as soon as we wake up, baby, why are you talking? Like, I don't had a dream. Let's just give me about 5 minutes. So it's understanding your partner. So when it comes to dating, you got to find somebody that's dating your legacy and your purpose too, not just you as like the person.
So one of the conversations me and my grandma was having.
I love old people.
Because my grandma, I'm the favorite in case everybody
most Geminis think they are. Go ahead.
No, everybody knows this, right? Everybody in the family knows this, like for real. So me and my grandma, I've spent the most time with my grandma out of all the grandkids. But me and my grandma have very real conversations, right? So my grandma is like, I've seen in her mind, I've seen you have two lives. She's like, you were successful over here, you're successful over here. But you're a family person, and you're not showing that part of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What is it?"
You have kids yet?
I have a kid. My son is about to be 14.
Oh, okay.
But in her mind, I don't have a family till I'm married, right? So she's like, "What's the real thing that's?" And I said, "Nobody cares about the 3 things that we care about the most, so it's no point in doing it." And she was like, "Well, what are those 3 things?" I was like, "Nobody cares about really having a family. They want to have family pictures. Nobody cares about having careers. They want to have money. Nobody cares about having passion.
Yeah.
They want to have attention.
They don't want a marriage. They want a wedding."
So you have to, but it's about structure. Most people don't want structure. So that's why their kids love.
They don't want accountability.
They don't want at all. And that's why most of these people who are now becoming entrepreneurs, they're not really entrepreneurs. They just don't want to have to be accountable for what the job puts in place.
Yeah.
It's one thing for you to go be an entrepreneur or an artist because it's calling you.
Yep.
It's a whole nother thing is you just tired of getting up at 6:30 to go to work. So I think we're so devoid of structure that everything is gonna fall apart until people decide to prioritize it again.
Yeah. How about you? How's the relationship looking for you?
I mean,
You good?
It's been cool. It is what it is.
It's not a priority.
Scorpios are secretive.
Ooh.
Okay.
These more your analytics. She give you analytics.
I mean,
Gemini's expressive.
Overly. I almost tell all your business too much. You see Kanye, they got to take him all the way off the mic. It's like, enough. And his homeboy, Trump, they talk too much.
Yeah.
But then you also got somebody like Kendrick and Andre 3000 who don't talk at all.
But they know that when they get the mic, they're going to say something. So they'd rather not talk at all.
And Iverson. It's a lot of us. Lauryn Hill.
It's a game.
It's a lot of us.
You say y'all conceived and when?
Huh?
That was a heavy conception month. Like around
My
the
mom?
time. No, I'm saying the month you were like conceived.
September.
Right now.
So my mom's birthday, my mom's a twin, her birthday is September 9th, and I'm June 3rd.
Yeah.
Damn near 9
Almost.
months to the week.
Yeah.
But this has been amazing.
yeah.
Thank you for having me.
and talk shit with you all day.
Yes. We'll do a follow-up after the wedding.
You have a beautiful story that matches your art.
Thank you.
So I think people are really gonna get something out of this.
Yeah. I agree.
Tell the people where to find you again.
I'm Melissa A. Mitchell. I'm the CEO and founder of Abeille Creations, and my website is simple, and it can also be Googled. It's melissaAmitchell.com.
She said her SEO right. Her
It
business is right.
I have like 10 pages of findings.
She got to have an ashy elbow or something. Like, it's something wrong.
Oh, I mean, I took care of it.
No, she
She did loosen up over there.
I took care of it. I took care of it. Caleb got my back.
No, you good.
To be a change agent, you got to be two things. You got to be aware. You got to be inspired. Go change something. I'm trying.
Okay.
We out.